Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Mods and scenarios by users. Let's continue that one. Leaving the computer's house, I was chuckling. I probably shouldn't have expected anything from the conversation with this pioneer girl. And I didn't, why would I? It's all been known for a long time now. I'm able to play this piece on my own, like a miserable one-man show. What an irony, a play with one actor, in a theater with one spectator, in a city with one citizen, in a universe with one living being. Or living in quotation marks, or maybe living in italics. What kind of obituary would you prefer, with scrollwork or without, with capitals or without? What font would you like? Should the paper be glossy or matte? Fauf again. Down the road was skipping a jolly little girl. Should I maybe start with her this time around? I remember there being splendid meat hooks in the canteen. Or shouldn't I? Oh, and who are you? She blurted out, coming up to me. I'm the terror that flaps in the night. Boo. I demonstratively spread my arms and looked over her. That's not scary at all. Not scary. Well, it will do for now. I grinned and went forward. Hey! Her shout followed me. Wait! The girl caught up to me and grabbed my hand. Don't touch me. I cried with disgust and forcefully jerked my hand so the young pioneer flew off the road and fell into the bushes. Not nice. Ouch, that hurt! She started to cry. Strange. Now this is really strange. I don't think something like this has ever happened before. Of course, this day has repeated itself so many times already that it's impossible to count. And the point is really not the girl flying the bushes, it's that there shouldn't be anything new. Even such an insignificant as one might think, occurrence may in the end turn out to be more important than all of the previous times. Than the first time. I don't know why, I just felt that it's simply been too long since anything new happened. Of course, this world isn't comparable to a monotone mechanism that does its work soullessly, but all the variations of the scripts are familiar to me. And when I say all, I mean all. A couple of minutes ago, into the computer's house could have come not that shy pioneer, but the girl who met me at the camp's gates and I would be ready. Or the arrogant pioneer, that girl that greets strangers with a thump on the back and I would be ready. Or even this little crybaby and I would still be ready. But now, at this very moment, something is happening that I'm not ready for. Good. And above all, I'm not ready for surprises. The girl continued to cry, looking at me with eyes full of anger and resentment. It's all your fault! Come on, what are you crying for? I walked up to her, hastily arranged, and reached out my hand. For a second, the girl made a puzzled face, but then grabbed me and got to her feet with a jerk. Felt ashamed, did you? That's the point, you can't bully the little ones. Ashamed? I repeated my fault far from here. Why? Because of you? Why would I be? But you should! Exactly. She frowned and ran towards the computer's house. You shouldn't have done that. You mustn't have done that. To complain maybe, I don't know. I don't like this guy. I really don't know. For the third time in a long time something like this has happened. Just a couple of minutes ago, I could say with certainty what each of the pioneers is occupied with at this particular moment. And what now? For. At dinner, the camp leader approached me. That turned out awkward, she began as she gathered her thoughts. Your parents called me and... But you could have behaved more properly. At least introduce yourself for a start, she said as her expression changed. But that's nothing. We'll make a model pioneer of you. Before I would have told her in detail about both the pioneers and the modeling, but right now I just had no desire to talk, neither with her nor with anyone else. Alright then, for a start you should meet your comrades. The camp leader waved her hand, inviting someone to the pool, and two girls approached us. Well, enjoy your meal, I have more things to do, she said uncertainly and left the pioneers alone with me. Hi, you're right. Do you like music? Join our clip music club. It's only me there right now, oh, but with you there will be two of us. It will be fun, don't you think? I didn't look at her and continued to eat intently. Leave him alone. Don't you see his kinda lame brain? If the first girl was just a bit dumb, the second one I would compare to that grumpy cat from the internet. How about... I've never actually done this before, it just never crossed my mind. Well, if I don't know the future events now, then why not give it a try? What did he do? I suddenly got up, took the compote glass and poured it on the second pioneer's head. Bon appetit! What the fuck is wrong with you? I summed up this act of vandalism with a stony voice and headed to the exit of the canteen. The girls cried, squealed, wheezed, and even moaned, somewhat hoarsely, but didn't try to stop me. Right now I most wanted to be in some other place, to look at the world from the outside, to observe the suffering of the others from the height of my experience. But starting date, those places are no more. At the doors I bumped to that girl who I met at the gates, tried to go around her but... She slapped you. Good! Received a beating slap in the face. That sound immediately ran through the canteen, it echoed bouncing off the ceiling. Good! In the space of a moment, complete silence fell. In less than a second, my hand clenched to a fist, nails digging to the palm, the skin on my knuckles stretching almost to the point of rupturing. I was going to knock this bitch out. How dare you call her that? Maybe I was late by a fraction of a second between us, as if out of the ground sprang the little pioneer that I threw into the bushes, who spread her hands sideways, protecting her friend with her small body. And that was the end of that. I unclenched my fist, my willpower gone, lowered my head, squeezed past them and left the canteen. Did I really turn out to be stronger than me? Yes. Why did something like this even happen? Because you are an idiot, before I would have. Why even would? Nothing stopped me so many times. Hidden girl was nothing. I've done worse things. Looks like this world has changed without informing me. Good. The rings of cigarette smoke were slowly drifting towards Jenda. The pack was almost empty already and there is nowhere else to get smokes here. I will have to wait another week. Obviously I could go to the Autistic Brothers, take the bottle of vodka and get drunk, but what would that change? Decisions so complicated now aren't so simple then. Did I start to think like that damn loser already? Yes. No, never. Yes, you did start. Got any more? Yes, another pioneer girl took a seat near me. What? I asked uncomprehendingly. She pointed a cigarette. Smoking is bad for your health. Look who's talking. She grinned. Mine's made of rubber. Wanna try it? No need, I will take it on trust. I handed a cigarette to her and gave her a light. You did something cool today, well, she said after the coughing stopped. And the calf leader in her butt, I heard. And at supper, at least I'm not the camp's biggest disgrace now. I looked at her carefully. The pioneer was smoking the cigarette casually and smiling so complacently, as if the whole world had already acknowledged her rightness. And you, I see, are only thinking of yourself. What? What are you talking about? No. Well, Who's talking? Look who's talking! Her expression changed. She even panicked a little and choked on the smoke. But you're right, you were never the worst one here. I'm not so sure about myself. You're talking so well coolly. No praise from her was certainly all I needed. Or maybe... Listen, I started, smiling one of my studied smiles. While we were at it, do you want to meet for a drink, so to say? You got any? The pioneer's eyes flashed. I can always find some for a good comrade. He's terrible. He's terrible. Although it all started like in a bad novel that's printed by chapter in a Gathering newspaper, it turned out completely different. The memories blended together into a continuous case of an orange-red tone, like a yellow brick road leading to Emerald City. So Dorothy grew up a bit and earned a living by prostitution, because instead of studying diligently she was all caught in a dream of magical land. The Cowardly Lion got hooked on meth and was shot in a firefight with the police. Now, the Tin Man had a pretty good life. He's become a hitman. And Scarecrow didn't even change at all. He got himself a stable, low-paying job in an office with the convenient working hours from 9 to 6 and an absence of career opportunities. There probably wasn't any magical city ahead in the first place. An endless road with no destination or meaning. You know, at that time he really was talking about something like this. Tried to warn me. At least, I wasn't listening, and as a result ended up as the only one to get stuck in this damn Mobius strip. She was sitting nearby and squinting with discontent. Hey, hello, Earth is calling. Okay, what's wrong? Like, I can't take a moment to think already. Thoughts should lead to a result, and what have you got? Well, what have I got? A lack of results. A lack of results is still a result. Xenia painfully pinched me on the shoulder and moved a meter away. And then she appeared. No Xenia. Xenias have always been in Sovyonok, but at that time I saw my Xenia for the first time. Maybe I don't remember what happened before and what came after that well, but those several days will forever remain in my memory. I have already realized clearly that this is not my frozen world, understood that an eternity later I had again, as I had once before managed to fall into another. Managed accidentally, as if for a second the orbits of two planets crossed and I only had a moment. If I were a second late, they'd fly away from each other forever, getting further and further apart with stupendous speed. This world is as lonely and empty as the previous one. But the main thing in it is that it's different. And there are things here unfamiliar to me. Oh, this is really important. It is so important for me. For example, Xenia, sitting not in the library but on the canteen's porch. After all this happened, I was just not capable of sarcasm. I said as I came closer but still stopping in a safe distance. Xenia raised her eyes to me. Her face showed that she didn't expect to meet someone here. Hi. And her voice didn't sound like usual. Not that I would have mistaken the librarian's intonation for anything else. Decided to get a supper earlier? No, I don't know. When's supper again? She pattered. What do you mean, when's supper? Her arms were left me in a stupor and I broke into a smile, for a chill ran through my whole body. No, sorry, of course. I know when supper is. It just, well... Xenia got completely confused and stared at her feet. It seemed like the last thing she wanted right now is to be here, but she didn't have enough resolve to leave. It was strange, but didn't scare me at all. On the contrary, I was happy because something new beyond the scope of the pattern has happened. Are you alright? I asked the stupidest question possible in this situation. What did I even expect to hear in turn? Yes, thank you. For what? I don't know, well, for being worried. Well, A faint tinge of discontent appeared on her face, but disappeared immediately, and Xenia slowly got up. I got to go. Wait, but weren't you on your way to the canteen? I'll come later. I got other things to do. Okay. I didn't stop her, but decided to follow. God knows how long has been since anything like that happened to me. Only on my first few times here, maybe. Xenia came to the square and quickly went in the direction of the library. She never turned around on the way, so I didn't even have to hide much. When the door shut behind her, I froze in hesitation. So what's next? Should I knock and go in? What will I tell her? One wouldn't need to be detective to realize that I've been following her. I was brought out of my thoughts by Electronic, who appeared before me as if out of nowhere. What came with the checklist? Yeah, just decided to visit the library. Got it, I won't distract you then, he said and prepared to leave already. Wait, don't you think that lately Xenia has been, well, behaving strangely, I guess. Electronic looked at me carefully, appraisingly even. Did something happen? No, nothing. It looked as if I was making excuses, and a feeling of personal pettiness enveloped me. Why should I make excuses to him? I'm just asking. What? I can't even ask already. No, of course you can, he said nervously. Maybe she really has been a bit strange. I guess I've noticed something like that in the past couple of days. Really? And how does this strangeness manifest itself? I'm not sure. She's just usually more self-confident or something. You think we should talk to her? I was going to say, you certainly shouldn't, but restrained myself. Okay, forget. Maybe she's just in that mood. What mood? No mood, that one. Guess it. Aren't you one of our future scientists? I answered abruptly. Electronic thought for a moment, as if pondering the fate of the world, and then nodded understandingly. Okay. I spread my arms a bit and lowered my head, indicating that if he had no more business with me, then it would be better for him to get back to building robots, and to do so as soon as possible. Of course, he was a bit slow, but this time he understood me on the first try. And let's end the episode here. We'll continue with the strange story tomorrow. Bye.